Welcome to Lover's Legacy. My name is Franco and this is a series, The Journey of Becoming a Master Seducer. So, this is the very first video of this YouTube channel and I figured what better topic to cover than defining the art of seduction. The reason why I'm making this video is because before you begin any journey, it's very important that you get a clear understanding as to what the journey actually is. A man who has the wrong understanding, the wrong perception of the journey can spend 5 years getting really good at that, working hard, and ultimately end up with very little results. The reason for that is because he was looking for the wrong things. He was going about things the wrong way. Whereas the man who has the right understanding, the right perception, can spend just 1 year and actually get better results than that guy simply because he was heading towards the right direction, he was looking for the right things, and so things came to him effortlessly, okay? So, I actually have 4 definitions as to what the art of seduction is. And without further ado, let's get into it. So, definition number 1 is to seduce is to express your honest desires in the language of the other, in a language they can understand. So, all human beings, despite their what gender they are, despite what culture they are, despite if they're old or young, it doesn't matter. We have the same exact needs as everybody else. The need for food, water, air, shelter, the need for love, the need for companionship, the need to feel like they belong, the need for sex, and several other needs. So, men and women have the same exact needs. We look for the same exact things. The problem though is that we go about things differently. We speak a different language. What makes sense to men are not the same things that make sense to women. The things that make sense to women are not the same things that make sense to men. But we do share the same exact needs. An example I can give you of this is that me as an American, let's say I decided to take a vacation out to China and all I spoke was English. Now, let's say I'm feeling hungry, right? And I'm lost, I need to find directions. Well, since I don't speak their language, I'm gonna struggle. However, if I spoke a little bit of Mandarin, then it's gonna be a lot easier, life is gonna be easier for me. I'll find the restaurant very quickly. So, the reason why a lot of men struggle is because they are expressing their needs, their desires in a way that makes sense to men. Because they are men, they speak that language. However, women speak a different language, and for as long as they're not speaking that language, they're gonna struggle. So again, you want to be the man who just spends 1 year getting good with women. And the way you do that is you speak their language, you present your desires in their language. The man who spends 5 years is a guy who's trying to tell women that he likes them in a way that makes sense to men. And that is the wrong way. So, men are direct communicators and women are indirect communicators. Men are lineal, we like logic, we like clarity. We want to know what to say, what to do. In the ideal world, a woman would come to a man and tell him, hey, I like you, I want you to be my boyfriend. That doesn't work. That's how men would like you, but that's not how women really are. To connect with women, again, you want to speak their language. Women, on the other hand, they're indirect communicators. They speak subcommunication, they speak body language. Now, body language and subcommunication, obviously, they're gonna take a lot more than just one video to cover. But for now, I just want you to understand, I want you to be aware that women are constantly communicating through their signals, their eye contact, their blinking, their smile. Maybe they're not texting, maybe they are texting a lot. They're letting in, those are their signals. And if you're gonna be good with women, you have to tune into that subcommunication. So, if you study subcommunication for just 1 year, you're gonna get a lot further than a guy who's just flat out telling a girl, hey, I like you, all right? So, that is one definition, that's the first definition of the art of seduction. Definition number 2 is, to seduce is to respect yourself by allowing yourself to express your honest desires while respecting her by allowing her to express her honest desires. What do I mean by this? You can't have seduction without authenticity. When two people are being fake with one another and being inauthentic, all that's gonna happen is they're gonna attract the wrong person. This is why there are a lot of couples out there, a lot of relationships that ultimately don't last. It's not that it went downhill, it's that it was wrong from the beginning. It was just destined to go south. because they attracted the wrong person, because they were being inauthentic. And it's very important for you to be yourself, for you to be a man who goes for what he wants, for you to talk to the women that you really want to talk to, and not talk to a woman. You can still talk to women, but if you're going to pursue a girlfriend or a lover, it's very important that you talk to the woman that you really, really want. And then you have to be okay with whatever a woman says. If she says yes, if she says no, you have to be okay with that. Me personally, I do not get offended when a woman says no to me. The reason for that is because she's helping me by saving me time. She's saying, hey, I'm not the girl for you, and she's saving time for me to go and talk to another girl tonight. Whereas if she would have lied to me, then what would have happened? Maybe we could have gotten to a 3-month-long relationship that would have just not worked out. And so that would have been a waste of time. So I love that women say no, and also love that women say yes. I respect whatever women have to say. This is a huge part to seduction. Authenticity, again, is that path where for 1 year you're going to get good with women. Trying to impress women, do all that, that's 5 years, you're going to get very little results with that. So that was definition number 2. Definition number 3 is to seduce is to let go and enjoy the work of nature. So as a man, you have everything you need. Nature already created you to be more than enough. What is necessary in a seduction is love, sex, masculine energy, feminine energy. She has a feminine, you have the masculine. Both of you guys have love and sex. So you guys have everything necessary. The men who struggle with women are the men who think they need to add more layers to themselves. They think they're not funny enough, that's why they're not attracting women. They think they need to have better conversational skills. They think they need more confidence. They think they need more of this and that. And they spend years trying to get good at that. And the reason why they end up with nothing is because the act of wanting to add more layers to yourself is the act of doubting yourself. The more layers you add, the more doubt you're actually adding to yourself. The more layers you add, the more doubt you have. Much better, if you're gonna get good with women, much better to take the path of building trust within yourself. I recommend meditating. I recommend disconnecting, going out to nature for half an hour a day, tune into yourself, and really start to get clear on the fact that you already have everything you need. You have the love, you have the sex, you have the masculinity. That's all you really need. The men who end up getting women in their lives are not the perfect men. They're simply the men who already know that they have everything that women are looking for, and so they just go for it. And so women are like, yeah, you have everything. You have the love, the sex, the masculinity. And those are the men who end up getting women, the men who don't doubt themselves. It's not, they don't doubt themselves because they're perfect. They don't doubt themselves because they know that they have everything necessary to attract a woman. So it's not about adding more layers until you feel like you're enough. It's simply about trusting, building up that trust, building up that feeling like, yeah, it is true that I have everything I need. So again, take 1 year of building trust within yourself that you have everything, and that is going to give you much better results. Definition number 4. To seduce is to be the kind of value that has the other wanting to come after you, and while thinking it was their idea. So, trying to impress a woman, trying to convince a woman, all of those are acts of chasing. And also a lot of men, they tell themselves, you know what, I don't know what to say to a woman. I feel like there's a lot of like silences and pauses. The more you're talking, actually the more you're chasing. And that is the opposite of what seduction and attraction is. Also, a lot of men, they're really heavy on tactics and techniques, trying to say this, like the perfect line, all that. All that is it's just chasing. You know, you want to learn all of that just so you can ensure that she likes it. That's any form of approval seeking is chasing. Whereas if you're the kind of man who much rather build up his personal value, you know, I want to be a better man than I was the man I was yesterday. I want to live a higher quality life than the life I was living yesterday. That mentality is going to take you much further along with women. Again, if you spend 1 year working at that, it's going to take you much further with women. Why? Because the higher quality man you are, the higher quality life you're living, the more you're going to attract. More people are going to want to be with you. Not just women, friends, young men, old people, younger people, strangers. People want to be with you more because you have a valuable lifestyle. You're a man of value. You have a lot to give. You have a full cup. That's what seduction actually is. That's what attraction is. Not techniques, not tactics. That's cool if you have a few of that, but only if you have the foundation of high value. On a side note, this is also something I want to say, is that it's not politically correct to say, but I do believe that in the art of seduction, it is the woman who is to do the pursuing. It's the man who wants to win. It's the man who initiates the conversation, the seduction. But because he's such a high value man, a lot of women are wanting him, and ideally you want the woman to come after you. That is attraction. That is seduction. A guy who thinks that he needs to go on several dates with a woman to attract her, to impress her, that's the wrong game, man. That's the wrong game. Again, you can spend 5 years trying to be that perfect, likable guy, but that's the wrong game. And so you're gonna get very little results. So trust that it's about becoming a high quality man and giving women reasons to want to come after you. That is the way I believe the art of seduction is. So I am holding a free live masterclass where we're going to be talking about reclaiming your masculinity and reclaiming your sexuality as a man. The reason for this is because when you take masculinity and sexuality away from your interactions with women, all that's going to be left with is a friendship. And this is why a lot of men get friend zoned, because they are building friendships. The reason why a lot of men are not having their masculinity, not embracing their sexuality, is because they've been told that their sexuality is not welcome, that they're going to be a criminal, that it's just not welcome. So in this free live masterclass, I'm going to be giving you a lot of information. Definitely there's going to be a transformation that's going to happen. The man you were before the masterclass is going to be a different man than the man you were after. All right, the man you're going to be after is far better. All right, I'm going to teach you how to reclaim your masculinity, how to reclaim your sexuality, and now you're going to have all the components necessary to attract a woman. So that is going to be this coming Wednesday, August the 15th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I'll be leaving the link down in the description down below, and I'll see you there. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.